guys, my name is Landon. Today I'm bringing you guys another video, and today what we're going to talk about is actually the truth behind the objective role player. The OBJ, obviously, is what it's currently and obviously very well known as. If you guys are curious, obviously the OBJ role has been known to get a very slim amount of kills. There's a lot of different roles. There's known as a support player who kind of helps, do a lot of things throughout the map. He kind of opens up lanes. There's been known, there's always a name for a certain player. There's either one known as a Slayer, there's anchors, there's OBJ roles, there's support, there's all kinds of different names basically throughout the Call of Duty titles that we've come up with these names to basically define what a player does on the map. And a player that I feel like is known as the OBJ is known to get a lot of hate. Now, in Call of Duty, everyone, and I mean absolutely everyone, looks at one stat primarily, and that is the kill total. The kill total basically is the main front of what happens after the game score. What's in the front? You see your name right next to it, you see your kills, you see your deaths, and you see the OBJ role kind of in that spot. If you guys are familiar with what the OBJ role is, or the objective work is a CTF cap, a CTF return, a hill grab, a hill or a hard point capped, or whatever you want to call it. Previously in some other titles, a blitz, capture, or an uplink capture, or point, or throw, whatever you want to call it. Or a domination, once you're on a flag, a cap on a domination flag. Also, defuse. I forgot about the defuse. A plant or a defuse is very massive for the objective role player. The objective role basically does the objective based around the game. And like I said, the Slayer, what does he have to do? He gets kills, and that's what excites people. You don't get excited by someone planting the bomb. You're like, oh my god, he planted the bomb. No, you get excited because Scump just got a 4-piece, or you get excited because Scump's currently 17-3 in a search and destroy. That's amazing. Or Scump gets a 50 bomb, or no, not just saying Scump, but just in general, that player got a 50 bomb. Crimsook's got a 50 bomb, or something crazy like that. You don't get excited about, oh my gosh, that guy just got the most insane flag capture. I cannot even believe. There are certain plays that are exciting, like if he gets an insane flag run, if he just gets the defuse, if they get a pretty crazy plant, like, players are watching over him. There are different opportunities for an OBJ player to shine. Obviously, when an OBJ player can grab a lot of kills and also does well, in whatever objective that game type has. Absolutely, they look like they're an absolute amazing player. However, that's not what their objective on the team is to do. I think honestly, the OBJ player, and I think this is just true for just about every single team. Every team honestly has one OBJ player. Advanced Warfare, in a way, kind of gets rid of roles. It's basically so fast-paced that all you need is someone to get in the hill, whoever it may be. Doesn't matter if it's every single player, doesn't matter if it's one specific player. In Advanced Warfare, all you need to do is get kills and get them fast. That's what teams like Optic Gaming have really looked upon, and I give them props for that. They're not focusing on what this game or what games have in the past. They're focusing on what the game needs now, and that means you don't need an OBJ player, you don't need this, you don't need that. You need 4 Slayers, 1 person, or all 4 guys to be able to rotate in the hill at any time possible, and that's why they're so successful. That's why they're so good, is because they have some amazing Slayers on that team, and that's the reason why they can rotate in hills. All of them can do a lot of different things. I'm not saying that none of them play the OBJ role. It's primarily Karma and Krim who kind of help that out. But all of those guys can get kills. All of those guys can go off. And a lot of these teams are just now realizing that halfway through the game, that the OBJ player in Advanced Warfare kind of doesn't, it's not as prevalent anymore. That's why you'll see players like Replays get flamed or get hated a lot of the time. That's why Nadeshot is getting so frustrated, and that's why I think in a sense he got a little bit tired of Call of Duty. In a way, we all get tired of doing something, but when someone, or millions of people are constantly ragging on you because you went 17-34 but you got 19 captures, you're gonna hate on that because everyone focuses on how many kills and what your KD ratio is after a game is over. I think honestly the OBJ player gets taken for granted a lot. I think we can all agree about that. That's why this video is here and it's why it's up. But the objective role player, the OBJ player in a game, has to have some thick skin. He has to have some thick skin. He's got to realize, I'm not going to be getting a lot of kills. I'm going to be getting hate on Twitter because I'm not grabbing all of these kills. What is he doing? He's helping his team win in any aspect, in every regard, he is doing his very, very best to make sure that his team does whatever of that objective game is to do. Whether in, search and destroy, it's getting that bomb down, it's getting that defuse. If it's, if it's capture the flag, getting those, those returns or getting those flag caps in. If you're playing hardpoint, it's to be in the hill, it's to get those captures, it's to, win a big gunfight off the break. I would love to see a stat to see how many 1v1s in hardpoint, who, stats for that, like how many 1v1s did they win? Because an OBJ player, while they don't have to get a lot of kills, they have to win some very clutch gunfights, in a sense, because if they're able to hold down a hardpoint for a certain amount of time, while their teammates might not necessarily be getting a lot of kills, that OBJ player has to stay alive, and he has to do some work while he can. At random times, the OBJ player will have to go off, and that's what makes the OBJ player so difficult to mask. And I think a lot of players take those players for granted a lot of the time. Normally, the OBJ player is normally the smartest player in the game. You might be thinking, well, he's not very smart, he's not getting kills. The whole point of what an objective player does is to win a game. And like I said, guys, I think that honestly, we're seeing a lot less OBJ players want to come out and say, I'm good at this game, I'm good at that game, because they're just going to get roasted. They're going to get flamed, and they're going to be told their stat line while you're not going to see how many captures they got. You're not going to see a guy on Twitter be like, bro, I got 15 captures. You're going to see, oh, bro, I went 19 in 40 or something crazy like that, which I don't think that's really possible. But the fact is that the OBJ player is taken for granted because it's not about kills. And Advanced Warfare and Call of Duty in general is known about kills. And in past titles, it's been getting progressively worse, honestly, for the OBJ player in a certain sense. A lot of people can kind of play that role, and I think that's why I said Odds of Gaming is so successful, because they have 4 Slayers who, I would say 3 out of the 4 of them, or at certain times, can all be the OBJ player at certain times and do it pretty effectively. And I think that's why we're seeing a lot of these, objective mind players kind of get, I would say, kind of skipped over a little bit, because their role isn't necessarily as important as it previously was. So I didn't mean to go off on a rant about this video, guys. I'm not hating on anyone who doesn't think the OBJ player is not a good player at all. I just want you guys to think about it in the broad perspective of how good and how important an OBJ player is, because he could possibly be the most important player to a game. And whatnot. It's just not necessarily the most important stat line that you might notice. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, and I want to know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to always respond, guys. If you guys have any questions or any thoughts in the comments, always put them down below. I look at every single comment. I try to respond to just about every single one that I get, unless if it's a question rather than just someone stating something. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, guys. Thank you so much for the support. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Peace out.